And now for the last look. It's not unusual for college students to engage in protest. Dissent can be central to student identity. This commencement season, there were a surprisingly vocal contingent of graduates heckling their graduation speakers, not over political disagreements, but over the mere mention of two words: artificial intelligence.
We're using a new AI system as our reader.
Last weekend, I gave a graduation speech at Bard College, the small but well-respected liberal arts school in New York State. And I too dared to bring up artificial intelligence.
AI. Feel free to get the booing out of the way.
But I focused on something more important, as far as I'm concerned: human intelligence. I wanted to share some of those thoughts here. Artificial intelligence is indeed arriving with astonishing speed and power. But we humans are going nowhere. And this moment, paradoxically, gives us an opportunity to better understand what is essential and unique about being human. Every generation has confronted transformative technologies that seem destined to overwhelm humanity. The printing press, the steam engine, electricity, the internet, each inspired wonder and panic in equal measure. And now comes the mother of all of them, AI, able to write essays, compose music, diagnose diseases, do high-level math, generate videos, pass professional exams, and converse with alarming fluency. People naturally ask, what will be left for human beings to do? But perhaps that's the wrong question. The better question is, what does AI tell us about all the things we humans already do, and do distinctively and irreplaceably? The answer, I think, is profoundly hopeful. Consider first the sheer miracle of the human brain. A human brain weighs about 3 pounds. It runs on roughly 20 watts of power, about the energy needed to dimly light a refrigerator bulb. Now, training some of the most advanced AI systems in the world required data centers consuming hundreds of millions of watts, enough to power entire cities. These facilities stretch across hundreds of acres, filled with giant servers, massive cooling systems, and miles of cable. Meanwhile, your 3-pound brain is sitting quietly inside your skull, using less energy than a laptop charger. And yet it can do things that still baffle machines. A toddler can recognize a face instantly in poor lighting, understand tone and emotion, navigate a crowded room, learn language socially, infer intentions, and grasp context, all effortlessly. Human beings can understand irony, ambiguity, affection, embarrassment, love, shame, humor, longing. We can read a room. We can sense tension in silence. We can detect insincerity in a smile. Machines are astonishingly good at analysis, but humans do more, because we live in a complex world inhabited by other humans. The computer scientist Yann LeCun has pointed out that human intelligence is not merely computation. It is embodied experience, social understanding, and emotional cognition, layered over millions of years of evolution. And so perhaps we should stop imagining human beings as inferior computers. We're not computers at all. In Japan, the central concept of wabi-sabi celebrates imperfection, incompleteness, asymmetry, transience, roughness, and irregularity. Handmade ceramics are treasured precisely because they bear the mark of the human being, with uneven glazes and distortions that reveal individuality and craftsmanship. Broken pottery is sometimes repaired with veins of gold, a practice called kintsugi. The crack shines instead of being hidden. The resulting surface is rough, but what moves us is the visible evidence of frailty and repair. We humans don't always seek perfection. Sometimes we seek authenticity and soul. We are entering an age in which rational analysis may increasingly belong to machines. But human beings are gloriously irrational creatures. We fall in love with the wrong people. We cry over sappy songs. We sacrifice for others. We stay loyal to friends. We create religions, nations, poetry, jazz, democracy, and abstract expressionism. No algorithm would have ever invented the blues, steeped in pain and sorrow. No hyper-efficient program would have designed Venice, an absurdly impractical city on stilts. And thank God for that. In fact, the danger in the AI age is not that machines will become too human, is that humans will start trying to become too much like machines. We already see this happening. People talk about optimizing every dimension of life: sleep, productivity, networking, branding, performance. Students feel pressure to turn themselves into perfectly curated resumes. Workers fear being measured against algorithms that never tire and sleep. But human flourishing is not and has never been about optimization. Human greatness emerges from struggle. That is why the great works of literature endure. They don't portray flawless beings. Ernest Hemingway famously wrote in A Farewell to Arms, "The world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places." Leonard Cohen put a similar insight into lyrics when he sang Anthem. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Our imperfections are not flaws to eliminate. They're the source of empathy, creativity, wisdom, resilience, and beauty. A machine may someday write a technically flawless symphony, but it will never know the anguish of Beethoven, who composed his Ninth Symphony, one of the greatest pieces of music ever written, when he was almost completely deaf. When we listen to the Ninth Symphony, what moves us is not simply the arrangement of notes. It is the sorrow, perseverance, and triumph of a composer determined to create transcendent sounds that he would never hear. That is why HI, human intelligence, matters. Not because it's faster than AI, not because it's more efficient. It isn't. But because it is embedded in consciousness, emotion, morality, memory, relationships, and lived experience. My hope for all you graduating seniors and all of us really is that instead of competing with AI on its terms, AI prompts us all to become more fully human. So of course, let's use AI. Let's use it to cure diseases, expand knowledge, improve productivity, and solve problems once thought unsolvable. But let's also use AI to illuminate the astonishing distinctiveness of the human mind, a 3-pound organ capable of mathematics and music, logic and love, memory and imagination, ambition and compassion. And so to the 2026 graduates who are leaving extraordinary institutions and entering a world transformed by artificial intelligence, I hope you will also become champions of HI, human intelligence, human imagination, human inspiration, and human interconnection. Celebrate the gloriously imperfect human mind, because our imperfections are not bugs in some system's code. They are the cracks that let the light come in.